going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 23 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to be going over some cards that you can buy right now that are fairly inexpensive and will boost up your team overall right away. Now, if you guys enjoy this video, if you like it, if it helps you out, make sure to go ahead and click that thumbs up button. Shows a lot of support on the channel, helps the videos get noticed. Also, if you're brand new here, you were searching on YouTube for MUT23 content, whether it's how to make coins, how to get free players, how to build your ultimate team, you found the right channel for everything. Stay a while, click that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on as well so you guys are alerted when we drop additional videos. Let's get right on into it. So this is normally a video that we put out on Saturdays because the market is very active and prices on cards are down a lot of times, but we just had the training variety pack exit the store, and normally when that happens the market goes down because there's a little bit less of demand for training and the market just starts tanking, and it did. I mean, if you take a look at the data here on MUT.gg, you can see we got down to like under, I think, 1.5 coins per training point at one point yesterday. Now it is slowly starting to go back up, but you haven't missed your opportunity. There's some really good cards out there that are inexpensive, and I think you guys should go out and make some upgrades today before it's too late. With Team of the Year coming on Thursday, the market could crash again, and we could see a lot of 97 overalls and definitely 96s go down even more in price. But right now, if you're looking to make some upgrades before Team of the Year, it's a great opportunity. So let's talk about quarterbacks first, and we're going to talk about rentals a lot in this video, which we normally do, but you still have Joe Flacco. A lot of people think this is one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Only 78 speed, so he's definitely going to be a pocket passer, but a few good things about this card. Number one, he has that Slinger 1 release, which is really good. In a lot of scenarios, you don't need Gunslinger if you have Slinger 1, which means he can get Hot Route Master, Pass Lead Elite, and Fearless for 4 AP total. That's a really good combination of abilities on a quarterback, and if you can keep it at 4 or under AP wise, that's great. Because he is an LTD, he goes for about 400k right now, but he quick sells for 350. So if you guys want to go ahead and buy this card, use him for a couple weeks, and then quick sell him for the 350, you do the math there, it only costs you 50,000 coins to rent, which a lot of people believe is one of the best QBs in the game. My favorite QB right now is this Joe Burrow, aka Joe Shiesty card. I still feel like this card doesn't get enough praise amongst the community. He's played fantastic for me. He was on my main team for a while. He's still my no money spent QB. He's also tanked in price. Now, I try to shoot for cards that are like under 300k for the most part in these videos, but I think there's a lot of good cards that are right around that 300, 400k range kind of. And at the end of the day, guys, the quarterback is the most important position on your MUT team. You need to go out there and spend a little bit extra coin on that. And with this 97 overall card, he gives you 88 speed, throw power 97, short, mid, deep, all great. He has a Slinger 5 release, which I think feels like it's a pretty smooth throw. And if you throw Gunslinger on him, Hot Route Master, and Set Feet Lead, it only costs 4 AP because he gets Gunslinger for 0 AP. So it's just a good combination. Now, his 97 is 350k, which I don't think is a bad price at all. This card was 900,000 coins. You will also need his, I believe, 93 and 89 overall cards to power him up to get those discounted abilities, so you are going to have to spend a little bit more there, but I think even with those cards factored into all of the pricing, he is worth the coin. Now, for running back, we got another rental option. Of course, you can go with Quadfather, you can go with King Henry. There's a lot of really inexpensive running backs, like even Bo Jackson right now, who I wasn't a fan of, is down to a little bit over 400,000 coins. But Leonard Fournette, I mean, this card is a goon for me. No money spent running back currently right now. 97 stock speed, 98 trucking, 97 break tackle, and he gives you a good catch rating at 85. He can pretty much do it all. He gets short and elite for 1 AP. I'm no, sorry, 0 AP. He gets bruiser for 1 AP, but if you go with short and elite and bruiser together for 1 AP, it gives you the best of both worlds. He's going to be more valuable in the passing game with that, and the bruiser is going to help him in the running game. He goes for about 415 to 420k right now on the auction house, and again, he's an LTD, so he holds at least a 350,000 coin value on the card. I think he's going to stay around this price for the most part until they do 97 overall reduxes, so I think you're safe with renting this card for at least 3 to 4 weeks. Now on to wide receivers, and I think I have a total of 5 of them to talk about, and just in general, there's a lot of very inexpensive wide receivers. And even some of the newer cards that came out this weekend, like a Julio Jones and Christian Watson, I mean, they're barely over 400K. And we're talking, 97 stock speed receivers. Really good pricing to go out and get some of those. And it's another just position that's really important. Obviously, if you like to pass the ball, it's extremely important. So we have NFL honors, Garrett Wilson. I mean, this is a card that was 900K at one point, I believe. 6 foot even, 97 stock speed there. Route running is great. Catching is great. One thing that he does very well for me is his spectacular catch. It's at a 95. I feel like it's a 99. I feel like it's 100. Like he drops, I mean, he catches a lot of passes that a lot of receivers will drop in coverage. So, 6 foot is tall enough. I play him as a slot receiver on my team, on my No Money Spent squad. He can get the combination of deep out elite and short in elite for 1 AP, which is going to be good for a slot receiver on basically like deep corner routes for the deep out elite, and then even the slants and cuts inside and post routes inside with short and elite. And he goes for about 420K, again an LTD, so he holds the 350K value. If the rental options are too expensive for you guys, there's a few inexpensive receivers. Number one, Tyreek Hill. He was the first 97 speed, stock speed wide receiver out, like a month ago or so, probably even longer. He is now down to 230K. So you can get that speed. You don't need anything else to boost it up. No theme teams, no nothing. Deep route running 97. I mean, he's a deep route running type player. The short and the mid are not amazing, but they're good enough. 93 catch in traffic, 95 spec catch, but he's a burner, and he gets short out elite for 0 AP, which is great against press man coverage outside the hash marks. You can also throw route tech on him for 1 AP. Again, keep in mind, like we talked about with Joe Burrow, and we got a couple other AKA cards to talk about, you do have to power them up, which is going to cost you a little bit more coin to take advantage of those discounted abilities. 2 playoff champion cards, 96 overalls, and these generally are all down in price. So you talk about cards like Fred Warner and Champ Bailey, a few that are not going to be in this video. Just, all 96 playoff cards are cheap right now. Just keep that in mind. Christian is 230K. He gets really good abilities for a slot type receiver. You can get short out elite for 0 AP or slot apprentice for 0 AP. So if you don't have a hot route master quarterback and you want to play him as your slot receiver to get that slot apprentice, those 4 additional hot routes for free is really good. He also can get deep out elite for 1 AP or slot-o-matic for 1 AP. And like I said, 230K, 96 stock speed. He was a really good card when I had him when he first came out. Andre Reed is, I think, one of the best budget options in the game at wide receiver. 6'2", 96 speed, route running is great. All the catching attributes are great. 220K right now. He can get deep out elite and short in elite together for a total of 1 AP. And as you can probably sense, that's a combination that I really like on receivers, short and elite and deep out elite. Another card that can get it, he's a little bit more expensive, but it's going to be Drake London. You do have to pay, I believe, 2 AP to get the deep out elite and short and elite together. He also gets matchup nightmare for 0 AP, but we're looking at a 6'4" wide receiver, 96 speed, route running is good money, catching is good money. He's down in price now because of Julio Jones and Christian Watson, so if they are a little bit out of your price range, Drake London for only 270K is a really good buy. You can also take a look at the weekly wildcard Chris Olave. He kind of falls in that same boat. Pretty similar in attributes, a little bit shorter, but I mean him and Drake London together to get both of those cards for I'd say like under 600K is a really good way to boost your wide receiver group. For the defensive cards in this video, we're going to focus a lot on the secondary, but 2 really good pass rushers, both from the AKA program. Number 1 is going to be Max Crosby, another card that was 900K at one point. He's all the way down to about 350K. Now, you are going to have to spend a bit more to power him up, and he does get some really good discounted abilities. I want to keep these cards, like I said, in between that 300 to 400K range, but this one is definitely worth noting. 94 speed as a defensive end is really good. 97 finesse move, 95 block shed, 91 power move. Strength is kind of like the only downside of this card, but I wouldn't be too concerned about it. He can get, when you power him up, defensive rally for 0 AP, so that impacts your entire defensive line on 3rd and 4th downs. Really important there. He can get double or nothing for 1 AP, and then also edge threat elite for 1 AP. Another left end, and you can play, either JJ Watt or Mad Max as a right end in the secondary position, and they'll keep their same overall. But another left end is going to be the Milkman JJ Watt. A lot of people, including myself, think, if you factor in price as well, that this card is better than his 98 overall LTD tribute card in the main reason is because that X factor, that unstoppable force X factor for 1 AP is huge. So it lights up for 5 plays. I think it takes 3 or 4 plays off, and then it lights back up again for another 5 plays. And the unstoppable force basically gives you better block shedding. It just gives you better pass rush. Now, he's a bit slower than Mad Max, but 91 speed at the DN position is not terrible. And he gives you 97 block shed, 97 power move, and 95 finesse move. He can also get double or nothing for 1 AP. And this card only goes for about 270k. I think I'm going to pick both of these guys up for my defensive ends on my No Money Spent squad, and we might make a video doing that on the second channel today if you guys are subscribed over on that one. Let's talk about secondary items here. We got James Bradberry Super Bowl item. Remember, with the Super Bowl strategy card, you can +1 his speed and acceleration, among other things, but that would get him to 97 speed, 95 excel, 6'1", 97 press, 98 zone, 93 man. He's the real deal. He was an LTD, which means he's a great rental option, going for about 415k right now. So, you know, you do the math, that's 350 value. You're going to save yourself a lot of coin and get a top tier item, and when you're done with him, you can get that 350 back. He can get Pick Artist for 0 AP, Deep Out Zone KO for 1 AP, so if you play him on the outside, that's the combo I would rock with. And if he's going to be a slot defender for you, you can go Mid Zone KO for 1 AP. Charvarius Ward, we talked about these 96 overall playoff cards. Here's another one. Champ Bailey, I mentioned a moment ago, he's right there in the kind of the same price range, but Ward goes for about 240k, 6'1", good height there, 96 stock speed, 97 zone, 95 man, 95 press. I like this card a lot. I had him on my team for a very brief period. I ended up selling him because if you remember back then, the market got crazy with these playoff cards. They were like down to pennies basically, and then they shot back up to 500-600k. So I sold them at the right time and just never got around to buying them back. But this is a great budget option at 240k. He can get Pick Artist for 0 AP, Deep Route Zone KO for 1 AP, Deep Route KO for 1 AP, which is good for man coverage. And if you want to try an outside shade for 2 AP, he was one of the first cards to get that ability at a 2 AP discount. Jalen Watson, a little bit more expensive, as I've said a few times in this video, than I would typically recommend for a non-LTD card, but this card is very, very good. 6'2". Remember, Super Bowl strategy item would get him to 97 speed and 99 acceleration. Also, because the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, unfortunately, he's also going to get additional boosts with that Super Bowl strategy item. 97 press, 94 zone, 96 man. I used this card a lot for a while. I just recently got rid of them, not due to like lack of performance, just because I wanted to try other cards out. This one is the real deal and worth it, and he used to be like 600-700k. Because of this market crash, he's down to 410,000 coins, and I think that's a great buy for what he's going to give you on the field. I recommend Acrobat on this card for 1 AP. So many diving interceptions that he made, and only one safety to recommend as we close out the video here. It's going to be another rental option, weekly wild card, Nasir Adderley. I have personally not used this card, but I've heard a lot of good things about him. I like the Marcus Williams Gridiron Guardians Volume 2 at free safety, which is a similar boat because he's an LTD in the same price. But you can get Adderley for about 400k. He gets Pick Artist for 0 AP, Deep Out Zone KO for 1 AP, 6 foot even, 97 speed, 94 hit power, 98 zone coverage, 93 man coverage, and then look at that acceleration. One of the few cards in the game that has Excel at 99 stock without any strategy items. So there you have it. Across the board, cards are down in price right now, so if there are any that you are looking to add, go check that auction house and see if they're cheaper, but there are some recommendations that I think will help your team out. Thank you for watching. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.